Hello everyone! So for today's video, we will be talking about natural disasters. Pero syempre hindi disasters like this pimple. We will mostly be focusing on earthquakes and typhoons. So let's start first with earthquakes. What are earthquakes? Well, to give you some background, earthquakes constitute one of the worst natural hazards which often turns into disaster causing widespread destruction and loss to many human life. So that was just a short background, a very short background about earthquakes. And now we will be tackling about what to do before, during, and after an earthquake. So let's start first with before. So before an earthquake, we should make sure that we have a first aid kit, a battery-powered audio, a flashlight, and extra batteries at home. We should also make up a plan where to meet after an earthquake and learn the earthquake drill, which is, as we all know, the duck, cover, and hold. We should also learn the earthquake plan at school or in your workplace. But we should also, just another tip, we should also add an earthquake plan to follow at home because we never know when an earthquake will strike. Okay, now that we know what to do before an earthquake, we should now learn what to do during an earthquake. So during an earthquake, our first rule, or my first rule, is to always stay calm and keep your composure. It doesn't actually just applies to during an earthquake. It actually applies to everyday life because when we're stressed or we're in a panic mode, nothing good actually usually comes out of that. The outcome doesn't usually come out as good, or it's not the best outcome. But that's just beside the point. That's just a small life tip. So again, during an earthquake, stay calm, and if you are ever indoors, stay inside. Stand against a wall near the center of the building, stand in a doorway, or crawl under heavy furniture. And if ever you are inside, do not ever use matches, candles, or any flammable material because we never know that the earthquake might have caused a gas leak or something like that. And if we ever do use one of those flammable materials, it will just cause a fire which will worsen everything. And then if you are outside, stay outside. Distance yourself from buildings, power lines, or anything that might fall onto you. And if you are ever in a car or you are ever driving a car, because we never know when earthquakes might happen, when it may occur. If you're in a car, stop the car immediately or ask the driver to stop the car and wait until the earthquake stops. Okay, so now that we know what to do before and during an earthquake, we should also learn what to do after an earthquake. So after an earthquake, immediately check yourself, check the people around you for any injuries, and if there are injuries, try to treat it. Use first aid if you can, treat it, of course. And stay away from beaches. If you're outside or near a beach, stay away from those beaches because the earthquake might cause a tsunami or something like that. Also, remember to stay away from damaged areas and evacuate as soon as the shaking stops. And always remember to take the fastest and safest way out. And in case of an aftershock, just perform what you did during the earthquake and do drop, cover, and hold. So yeah, basically that was the basics of what to do before, during, and after an earthquake. And now we will move on to our next topic, which is all about typhoons. And my good friend Charlene will discuss about
Hi everyone, I'm Charlene from Diocese of Mari, and today we're going to talk about typhoon. Okay, what is typhoon first? Typhoon is defined as a tropical cyclone with a maximum of wind of 34 knots or higher. A tropical cyclone with a maximum wind or less than 34 knots is called tropical depression. Okay, let me ask you a question. What to do before typhoon? Things to do before typhoon. Number 1. Keep your watch for warnings and plan regarding to evacuation in your community. Number 2, check your house condition to make unnecessary repairs. And number 3, avoid using your phone except for the serious emergency. Things to do during the typhoon. Number 1, cancel all the travels outdoor activities. Number 2, practice safe driving during the typhoon if you really have to go to somewhere. Number 3, keep all the food and water containers covered and sealed. Number 4, consult a doctor right away when a family member is sick or has a symptom of a disease. Number 5, secure your important belongings on the ground. And lastly, wear your dry and warm clothes. Let me ask you a question and you need to answer it. Just kidding. Okay. What to do after the typhoon? Here are the things to do after the typhoon. Number 1, leave the evacuation area only when the authorities declare it is safe to return to your home. Number 2, if your home was ruined by the typhoon, check it first it's safe and stable before entering your home. Number 3, report any damaged electrical poles and cables to the authorities. Number 4, keep monitoring the news for any new typhoon in the Philippines. And that's all. I'm Charlene again from Diocese of Mati, and this is my video. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy and I hope you learned something new today. And thank you. Bye.